Hi everybody. Alan Winold writes that the characteristic buoyancy and forcefulness of the gavotte reaches a high point in the sixth suite gavotte. The optional movements, i.e. minuets, bourrées, and gavottes, come in pairs in the cello suites, as you know. Each has a contrasting character to its brother. In suite 1, 2, and 3, Bach uses different modes, so major goes to minor, minor goes to major. In the later suites, the modes don't change, but a contrasting character is still felt. And in this sixth suite gavottes, we have the first gavotte that is complex and courtly, and the second gavotte that is simple and rustic. In the first gavotte, we see that the second half of it is more than twice as long as the first. And to make it clear, pay attention to the structure, the statements and conclusions. So the statements start with a 2/4 upbeat. So as you can see, there's a statement and then conclusion. Another statement, conclusion, we finish with a conclusion. The second half, we have to reach a fifth with our first finger, so that requires quite a bit of practicing. If you look carefully at the Anna Magdalena copy, you can see a sharp over the lower note in bar 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, yes, so. And this is a little funky, but I think that it's interesting to try to make that work. So F sharp, E sharp, E, and maybe it needs a little gentle coercing. I like bringing out those notes that I marked in red here. So again, to give texture, I like to bring out the bottom line here in bar 15, as if there are two voices. And again, in the chords in measure 16th, you can try and bring out the bass. In terms of slurs, I like to start the second gavotte with an up bow, so that in the repeat, if I keep as things come, I will end up with a down bow. This gives a nice different articulation to the repeats and interest, in my opinion. So now down. You can also experiment with playing notes in égal. That was something that was practiced in Bach's time. Or you can do a little less, but notes in égal can be dotted rhythm, so or the reverse of this rhythm, or a more triplety feel. It doesn't have to be super in your face, but I think playing a little bit with a rhythm there can really add a lot. to add a little ornament there. It sounds very Scottish. The difficulty here is obviously playing a piece that was written for a 5-string instrument on a 4-string instrument. For that, you have to use your thumb and you have to use harmonics. So I use my thumb quite a lot here to compensate for that extra string. So 3, 1, and thumb. Because of that missing E string, we have to play a lot of fifths, which requires a lot of cleaning up and being sure that your fifths are really clean. Here, just try to avoid the audible shifts by shifting on the old bow. That means you're moving at the end of the bow while the bow is really light, it's not sustained. And try to play some of those melodies without the double stops, just so you have a clear idea of how it should sound if it were to be an easy melody, a simple melody that it is. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.